There's one being that stands on top, one being that controls every universe, and that's the Omni King. He's the most powerful being that we know of, and because of that power that he has, he controls every universe. Whatever he wants happens. If he wants to erase a universe, that universe gets erased. But the thing about him is, he is at the end of the day just a kid. His actions aren't well thought of, and because of that, he can make decisions that change the life in the universes. He has the power to do whatever he wants with them. But what if someday he decided to create a universe and play with the balance of all of the universes? This is that story. The story of Dragon Ball New Horizon. It's a fan-made manga that tells the events of the timeline where Zeno decided to fuse and create a new universe. But what's the outcome of that decision? The story is based after the Tournament of Power, where Vegeta went to planet Sadala in Universe 6 to rebuild the Saiyan Empire, while Zeno decided to make a present for Universe 6 and 7. And with that, we begin the story. The story begins in Universe 6, where we see a spaceship that looks like Frieza's spaceship. Someone says that he has finally found him. It's Frost. He went to see his brother, who's still actually a baby in his chamber. He says that he's the only hope because terrible things are going to happen that will change the fate of the entire universe. But why is his brother the key? Why isn't him? Why this kid, this baby, is the key to everything? But suddenly, someone stands in front of him who says, "How dare you show your face here?" Then he charges a key blast toward Frost to keep him away. He says that he left them in the time that they most needed him. But who are those guys? They aren't the same race as Frost. As they're talking to him, telling him to go away, he has no place here. He's not worried what they think about him. What worries him is this: someone very annoying is about to take the power and stand in their way. They don't realize what's about to happen. The effects on them will be great. Then he yells and says the Omni King will merge their universe with Universe 7. With that, his brother opens his eyes. So this is what worries Frost. The Omni King, the one that stands on top of all of the universes, will merge Universe 7 and Universe 6 with what Frost said before about someone that will gonna take control and stand in their way. That could mean that when both universes merge, a new god of destruction will be born. And what Frost is doing here is he wants his brother to be that god of destruction. That's why he said he's the key. That's why he said that he's the only hope for them all. Why would the Omni King merge those universes? And soon enough, we will know the answer. We go where the Omni King is at, his palace. The two Zenos are about to start a ceremony. He says to the Grand Priest, "Call them." Then Champa, Pierce, Whis, and Vadus enter. They're both angry and yelling at each other, blaming one another for all the trouble that both universes are gonna have now. As both of them are arguing, we see behind them that every god of destruction and every angel is present, and they're not showing the respect that they need to show to Zeno. Whis and Vadus even warn them. The two Zenos tell them, "Be quiet." The ceremony begins. The universe of Lord Champa, the universe of Lord Pierce. In the Tournament of Power, the 6th and 7th universe showed proof of their nature as twin universes. Impressed by their sense of trust, the Zenos decided to honor them with a gift. From now on, they will be one. Then, as the Grand Priest has both of his hands the keys to every universe. But the thing is about this is, why is it a gift? They showed that there are twin universes, and that's right. They have the Namekians, the Saiyans, and their powers showed in the tournament. But we have other universes that are twins. Why would you merge the two universes? What will come from that? What will happen to Earth in the 6th and 7th universe? What will happen to the people there? And what will happen to the other universes? What will the new universe be called? Since we have 12 universes, if both of them fuse, then we will have 11 universes. There won't be a balance in the structure of all of the universes. But we will see the consequences of what Zeno decided to do. The Grand Priest calls for Zeno to do it. Then both of the Zenos fuse the universes. Now it's really happening. as the Grand Priest says, following the universal rules written by Zeno. Since the dawn of time, each new universe that was forged by his hands, with the will of Zeno, the result of the union of the universes already in existence. The new universe must be handed to a new and unique God, meaning the God of destruction of this new universe won't be Pierce or Champa. They need to find a new God of destruction. The previous gods have the responsibility to find a new one, and they will have the duty to train him. To encourage them to find this new God of destruction, Zeno gave them a maximum of 48 hours to find him, and if they don't deliver on that, both of them will be erased with the new universe. The duty to find a God of destruction shouldn't be handed to the previous gods of destruction. I think it should be handed to the angels of the universes, since they are the ones that trained the previous gods. That means they will need to train the new God of destruction, not Pierce, not Champa. If Zeno decided to merge both of the universes, why didn't he decide on a new God of destruction that he approves of? One bad choice could lead the new universe to disaster, so they will need to find a suitable God that will represent both of the universes. With that, all of the gods and angels leave. As they go to Pierce's place, he has been forced to give his position up, and they don't have the time to find someone that will be suited to be a god. Zeno's word is final. You can't defy him, you can't tell him that you don't wanna be a god. If he says find a new god of destruction, then you will need to find a new god of destruction. If he says both of the universes will fuse, then both of the universes will fuse. And this is something that I don't like about Zeno. He is basically a kid. His decisions aren't based on what's best for the universes. It's based on what's best for him. Since he has all the power that he needs, no one can stand against him. No one can tell him not to do something. And this is what the angels now said. You can't defy him. Pierce and Champa debate on which universe has the best fighter to be a god of destruction, but honestly their chances are slim to find someone to be suited for that job in this short amount of time. We go to Goku on Earth, where we see him training with someone, but we don't see who that someone is. As he's fighting him, he uses the Kamehameha and transforms to a Super Saiyan. He's happy with what he's doing. He says he will show him what it's like to go beyond his limits, then transforms more and puts more power in that attack. I'm confident that the one he's fighting with is Oop. From behind him, Pierce and Whis arrive. He didn't notice them. Pierce wants to play a prank on him, so he teleports behind Goku and surprises him and deflects the Kamehameha. When it's all done, Pierce tells him that he looks good. They need a new god of destruction, so he needs to come with them now. Goku's surprised. Me, as Pierce says, he knows that he already refused the task before, but this time he needs to accept it. They're making a classification of the best warriors in Universe 7, and the first one that came to mind is Goku. But we all know that Goku doesn't strive to a certain position. He doesn't want to be a god of destruction or an angel. All he wants is to fight the strongest and to get stronger. So we all know that he's not gonna accept this offer. They tell him what the Grand Priest decided about him fusing the 6th and 7th universe, and they only have 48 hours to find a new god. Otherwise, Zeno will erase everything. As I said before, you know Goku. He says that he doesn't think he will be the right person to become a god of destruction. Not to mention that he has many things to learn on Earth, here where he has his roots. If something bad happens, he will defend it. And now he has a new disciple to train. But he doesn't understand the consequences of not finding a god of destruction. If that happens, there won't be Earth to save. But that's just Goku. He doesn't think about the bigger picture. He just thinks about what's in front of him. He trusts that Pierce and Whis will find a new god, so he's not worried at all about that. As they leave, Goku and Oop get back to training. We see the progress of Oop. Goku is proud of him. He's training to become the Earth's defender. He's the prodigy of Goku after all. We go to planet Sadala. Beerus and Whis went there to go and talk to Vegeta. Beerus is even curious to see how far Vegeta has come. We see that he's now the king of all Saiyans, as he's sitting on his throne. Beerus tells him that they came here to give him the position of a god of destruction for a new universe. Who can be the king if not him? But Vegeta says that he never cared to become a guy, but that's their last chance. As they go to meet with Frieza, Beerus tells him, imagine what could you do with the title of God of Destruction. Being a god of destruction will make him respected throughout both of the universes. And as Beerus says to Frieza, how do you expect to be the emperor of this universe if Zeno will erase it? And don't forget that being a god of destruction will give you the power of the Hakai technique, and the gods of destruction will help you master it. Who knows how many limits you can overcome with the divine training. They're just telling him what he wants to hear, because he's their last chance. So what are you going to do, Frieza? As he gives his sinister smile, they leave the ship with a new god of destruction. God of destruction, Frieza. Behind him his two angels, Whis and Vados. Here where I have something that I actually liked and something that worries me. Frieza is a great candidate for a god of destruction. Someone who destroys, who knows how to use the god of destruction position to bring balance throughout the universe. Even me saying that, he still has hatred towards certain someones like the Saiyans, like the people that defy him. So he will go out of his way to make trouble for them. And this is not what a god of destruction should do. And him being a god of destruction will mean trouble for both of the universes. He will be on top, the sinister, the evil Frieza, controlling a whole universe. What will happen? And what will come from merging Universe 6 and Universe 7? With that, we end this part of Dragon Ball New Horizon. This was the first chapter of Dragon Ball New Horizon, the story that tells the events of the Omni King deciding to fuse and create a new universe. A universe that combines Universe 6 and Universe 7. A universe with a new god of destruction. This is what the impact of the power of the Omni King has throughout each universe. Whatever he decides, whatever he says will happen. No one can defy him. This was the story, the birth of a new universe. Thank you for watching, and saying that, I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.